Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. And in this video I'm going to be rounding up Sunday's dramatic playoff games between Woking and Wealdstone and Welling United and Chelmsford City. These were an unbelievable round of fixtures, unbelievable drama, unbelievable games to show the magic of the playoffs. So without further ado, let's get straight into the games. Starting off with Welling United against Chelmsford City, and the Wings managed to round out 3-2 winners. They raced into a 2-goal lead in the 25th and 33rd minute from Bradley Goldberg, their top scorer first, and an unlucky own goal from Chelmsford keeper Nathan McDonald put Welling in a comfortable position. However, just a minute before the break, Scott Fennick, lethal talisman for Chelmsford along with Reece Murphy, half the deficit going into half-time, putting Chelmsford in a comfortable position, hoping they can get back into the game. And the second half was full of pressure from Welling looking to get a third and Chelmsford looking to level it up. Wasn't much happening until the 83rd minute, 7 minutes from time, where Giles levelled things up for Chelmsford in dramatic fashion, sending the away fans into raptures. However, late drama came in the last minute of the game. 6 minutes to 5 minutes added on. The ball was pumped forward and a very soft, what appeared to be soft, it was a very dubious penalty decision given to Welling, and Brendan Kiernan, who couldn't score a penalty in the shootout for Hampton last season ironically, stepped up from the spot and made it 3-2, giving Welling the win, sending them into absolute delirium, meaning they go through to the playoff final where they'll play Woking, which you'll find out about in a sec. So Welling will be absolutely delighted with this win in dramatic fashion. You could say they deserved it after being 2-0 up. However, Chelmsford were putting a lot of pressure onto Welling. They did have the game in the second half. They did have pretty much the most of the play in the game. So Chelmsford will be disappointed to concede later on, especially it's such a dubious and soft apparent penalty decision. Chelmsford will be gutted as well that they've lost now 3 playoff campaigns in a row. Obviously this one they lost to Welling this season. Last season they lost the semis to Hampton. Season before they lost in the final to Ebbsfleet. And it's also the second season in a row that Chelmsford have been knocked out because of a penalty being awarded. So gutting for Chelmsford to lose, but massive for Welling, who go through to the playoff final now, who I actually fancy as well against Woking. And if you thought that game was dramatic, it had nothing compared to Woking's game against Wealdstone, where Woking ran out 3-2 winners, but it didn't all go as according to plan, as Wealdstone were 2-0 up inside 19 minutes, thanks to a goal from Freddie Grant, who headed in brilliantly from a corner, and Stevens, who finished brilliantly again from a corner. And Wealdstone were in a real comfortable position. They were pretty much dominating Woking, the better team. Woking were really poor for the first half especially, and even though the second half they came out much better, they came out fighting and they were much stronger team, looking by the highlights, putting Wealdstone under a lot of pressure, forcing the keeper who, because North was injured, because I know about his North's injury from the Bath game, they had to call up on the keeper who just a day before this played in a playoff final defeat for Bracknell, who lost 3-0 at home to Cheshunt. So he came playing again in another semi-final game for Wealdstone. And he forced him a lot of good saves. However, their resilience was finally broken in the 77th minute as Moussa Diarra, brilliant player at this level, former Hampton man, headed home in the 77th minute from a corner to reduce the deficit for Woking, giving them a chance. And then in the 86th minute, a free kick was awarded to Woking. Wealdstone's defence was falling asleep after they were still appealing for the decision to be overturned, but they fall asleep. Woking took it quickly. They passed it into the box. It fell to Kretschmar, who finished brilliantly at his near post, past the keeper, and making it 2-2 with 4 minutes to play. And just before that, and then just after that, in the 90th minute, a ball was lofted long, then was headed on. Hyde, who appeared to be offside, but from the video looked like he was onside, and he finished brilliantly over the keeper, and it rolled into the net, making it 3-2 to Woking, meaning they turned the game completely on its head, gutting for Wealdstone, but sending Woking fans to absolute delirium, meaning they were through to the final, after beating Wealdstone into the final, where they will face Welling, of course. So Wealdstone will feel really hard done by, especially after being in such a great position, having the game in their hands at 2-0 up, and would be upset with the decision, but it looks as though it was a fair decision. Really tight to call with the linesmen and the officials, especially at that point in the game with how fast-paced it is. But Woking will be delighted, and we wanted to go up this season. The aim was to go up this season. Then whether that be through the playoffs or automatically, it's not going to be automatically, obviously. But if they go for the playoffs, they would consider it a successful season. But Welling aren't going to be any pushovers. It's a real tough game, but obviously I'll bring that preview out later on in the week, so stay tuned for that. But for now, Woking will be absolutely delighted that they're in the final and fancy themselves any chance in the final against Welling. And that's going to be about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the roundup. Leave your thoughts on this mad 2 games down below. It was absolutely mental. Also, please subscribe, because I want to try and get to 100 subscribers before the end of the playoffs. I know it's by the end of the playoffs. I know it's a pretty much a big target, but if you can help, all your support would be appreciated. If I can help me get there, it will be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications on, and I'll see you for my next video very soon.